And a pleasant good evening, everyone, here from Pickerington High School North. It is high school basketball. We are doing a special edition of Facebook Live tonight, previewing the Pickerington North Central girls and boys basketball games. I'm Dave Purpura, here live from up top of the Pickerington North Gymnasium. The girls game will get underway. It's supposed to get underway at the top of the hour. We'll see if that actually happens. We have about 4:20 left in the girls junior varsity game, with Central leading North by the score of 39-23. And we'll talk about both games here in just a few minutes, and I promise you won't have to look at me for all 5 minutes of this Facebook Live. Just bringing up some news items here. Talk about the girls game first. This has been a rivalry that on this side of things the Tigers have controlled in recent years. They have won 6 consecutive games from the Panthers and lead the all-time series 12-7. It was a 67-41 Tiger victory back on December 8th across town at Central. Kyla Whitehead with 14 points, Malia Perry with 12, and Kai Jones with 10 that night to lead the Tigers. That said, the Tigers will not have Malia Perry tonight. They will not have Adrian Crockwell tonight. The two of them were ejected from a win at Gahanna last Friday. They missed the win over North Canton Hoover 58-36 on Monday in Classic in the Country at Berlin Highland, so they will not play this evening. However, otherwise, they will have full staff other than those two. As far as North is concerned, there's a little injury news for them. Sydney Stiles, the sophomore, I believe, guard. I'm sorry, I don't have my roster right in front of me here. She may be out long term. Coach Dave Butcher said that she injured one of her knees in a win over Hilliard Davidson on Tuesday night. I believe the final score was 48-46 in that ball game. She will not play tonight, and she may not play again this year, unfortunately. North also at this point is still without Maddie O'Connell, their senior guard, who has been battling knee problems for a while. It was really hoped before the season that she would be able to play. Unfortunately, she will not, and Coach Butcher is not sure whether she is going to be back this season. More points for Central. They now lead the JV game 40-23 with 3 minutes and 52 seconds to play in that contest. So if you're coming out, if you're out east here or coming from anywhere really, you will be able to. You'll have plenty of time to get out here, and there are also plenty of tickets still available for this ball game. A couple other notes. Central has won 13 games overall. They are ranked 3rd in Division I this week, and of course that was before they beat North Canton Hoover on Monday. That 58-36 victory. 13 games overall. The win over North back in December, on December 8th, began that current streak here. North's win over Tuesday night, over Davidson on Tuesday night, broke a 2-game losing streak. And the Panthers had lost 5 out of 6 games coming into that contest as well. Something I haven't kept updated as much lately as I did a couple of years ago. Panthers coach Dave Butcher, 745 career wins. He has a record of 745 and 139 at the present time. Beaver Creek's Ed Zink, those two had really been neck and neck a couple of years ago for the all-time wins lead in Ohio. Ed Zink is now 760 and 241, entering a Monday night game for the Beavers against Bellbrook in Greater Western Athletic Conference play. Also, we want to mention as well, for North coming into this game, Sage Glover had 10 points in the loss to Central back in December. And Kyla Sawyer, who has been one heck of a three-point shooter this year. I want to say off the top of my head, she has 45 or 48 threes. I do not have the stat in front of me this year, a senior guard, playing very well. And she had 9 points that night. Central is 14-1. They are 6-0 overall in the OCC Ohio, and North comes in with a record of 8 wins and 6 losses. They are 2-3 in the OCC Ohio division. Now, switching sides to the boys game. Maybe we can show you what's going on the court, because, folks, you shouldn't have to look at me all that much. Let's see if we can flip this around to the other side of what's going on here. There we go. Continue talking about this. As far as the boys game is concerned, that is a rivalry that Central has led in recent years. They lead the all-time series 15-5. However, North came up with a big win over that back on December 8th. It was 59-41. Eli McNamara with a game-high 20 points that night. Jerome Hunter added 19. Eli McNamara, please feel free to check out the feature that I did on him in This Week Pickerington this week. Juan Elmore led Central with 14 points in the last meeting. North has not lost since December 9th. They bring a 9-game winning streak into this contest. They won, as we said, 59-41 over the Tigers the first time that they met. They have not lost since December 9th, 9 games in a row. And that was the day after, of course, they beat the Tigers the last time. The last I heard, the Tigers will still be short Jeremiah Francis tonight. He's still recovering from arthroscopic knee surgery suffered. Let's bring it back up here towards the press box side here. He is still recovering from knee surgery back in December, and he is not expected to come back for a couple of weeks. He told me on Twitter last week, or at least through some messages. But we will see. You never know. Sometimes these recoveries go better than you think they will. So we'll see what happens with him here in the next couple of weeks. As we mentioned, Central leads the all-time series 15-5. That includes a postseason win, a regional final win over North last year. And that's why, for North, it was such a big win to get back on December the 8th over on the other side of town. And you can say this is probably the best stretch for North boys basketball in some time. Sorry about my hand being there. North, last week, knocked off 3 undefeated teams in a row. They knocked off Beechcroft in the challenge here at Pickerington Pickerington North, excuse me, back on the 6th of January, 2 weeks ago tomorrow. And then they went up to Kaufman and won 91-88 in 3 overtimes the Tuesday night after that, which would have been Tuesday night, December 9th, or January 9th. And then they beat Cincinnati Princeton, which had previously been undefeated back a week ago tomorrow. So last Saturday down at Flying to the Hoop. The Panthers come in at 10-2, 4-0 overall in the OCC Ohio because they are down a league game. Remember, all the games last Friday night were postponed. And then Central comes in with a record of 6-5. They are 3-1 in the league. So if they hold any aspirations of winning the OCC Ohio Championship, which of course they do, this certainly is a game that you'd think they would have to win to keep those hopes alive. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed my preview here from Pickerington North. It is Central and North right now in the girls' JV game. There's still 2 minutes left, and Central is holding a 43-24 lead, so they're going to hold on to win this game. So you've got a little bit of time to get out here for the girls' game. There were still tickets available as of the last I heard for the guys' game, which is scheduled to come up at 7:30. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me. Follow my updates on Twitter at ThisWeekDave. I'll have them all night long from here at Pickerington North. So long, everybody.